I really want to get into painting, but no matter how much I try, every time I realize that I have no natural ability for it. After trying and failing multiple times, I have decided to take it in my hands and hopefully do it properly this time. I have tried to read several books about how to draw, how to paint, about color theory, about light and shadow, so I know that those concepts do exist, I just have no clue on how to apply them. And today I will go back to the basics and start with a simple orange. At the same time, I want my painting to be cute, so I'll be drawing a Miko next to it. And one of the first things that comes to mind when I hear Miko is a fox. So let's draw a fox Miko. For my art supplies, I have some acrylic paints, a piece of paper to draw on, and a wooden board for stability, and a pencil and eraser for my sketch. It would have been easier to draw if I had an easel to angle my sketch, but since I don't have one, let's make our own. To do this, I have some cardboard and some tape, and just look at the scissors. It has this cute accent piece in the middle. So let's start with the easel. The first step would be to understand what we want to achieve. I thought I could just prop the wooden board, but the perfect length would be if I could stretch my hand all the way, which means that the wooden board needs to be around here. Something like this would be perfect. And just that simple, the easel is ready. Let's prepare the paper next. For it not to rub when it gets wet, let's fix it to the wooden board. Before starting to paint, I will bring up a reference for the orange and lightly sketch what I'm planning to paint. Even though this time it's just a simple circle, I didn't want to miss the step, as sketching is something that I need to get used to. Before moving forward, I have thickened up the sketch lines to ensure those wouldn't be covered by initial layer of paint. For my paints, I got myself a used set of Turner acrylics. It has 15 colors, which should be enough for me to start. It didn't include white though, so I put it separately. As the first step, I would be putting down a complementary colors. I heard people saying that it helps to create a realistic look, but to be honest, I'm skeptical about it having any effect after many layers of paint on top of it. But if nothing else, I think shapes defined in their opposite color are really cool, so it's still satisfying for me to do. In fact, when I have started to put down orange paints, I saw how it really pops against the light blue, and I have really enjoyed this brief moment. One thing that surprised me is how much orange I had to put into a seemingly green leaf to achieve the color close to the reference. I have been really struggling to make any progress with the piece, but little by little I have been trying different things and managed to add some details here and there. After a couple hours, I have decided that it's enough, and I have allowed myself to move to the next part that we've all been waiting for. I have an idea in my mind, so let's put it into the sketch. I didn't want to make it too difficult on me, as struggling with a seemingly simple orange have already humbled me enough. That's why I'm going with a chibi in simple art style. One of the concepts that I have learned about but haven't mastered yet is an eye level. Here, when we look at the top part of the orange, we can see that it's almost flat, which tells us that it's on the same line as the horizon. Taking perspective into the account, I have tried to position the character on the same surface as the orange, slightly in front of it. While putting down the base layer, I have noticed that it's becoming hard to see the sketch, so let me trace it with a liner. I still had the same issue of not knowing the next step and painting mindlessly, but between it being not my first time painting a character and her just naturally having more details compared to the orange, I felt like I'm making progress faster. But when it comes to smaller details, it's hard to paint those in my current setup, so let me get closer to finish the painting. Now the painting has dried, so let's jump straight into the great reveal. Jajan! I think it turned out great. I really like how orange looks realistic enough, and I really like how cute the Miko is. I think she turned out this cute by accident, and I wouldn't be able to repeat it again. And just look at the smirk, the expression is great. Leaves, on the other hand, could use some more rendering, but to be honest, I wasn't focusing on them too much, so it's something that I've been expecting. Now for the things that I want to improve. To be honest, there is a couple. First of all, I wasn't mindful of brush strokes that I've been putting on. It's a good thing that I've been able to enjoy the painting process, but to grow as an artist, I feel like I need to practice painting skills more. Which actually translates nicely to the second point. Painting itself takes me a really long time, and mostly because at each stage of the painting, I don't know what I want to achieve, but rather I'm just mindlessly moving paints around. And I feel like it prevented me from really practicing those skills that I've been talking about at the beginning of the video, so it would be something that I would need to revisit. Lastly, I was surprised with how much of the sketch is still visible after many layers of paint. But to be honest, it's a good thing. What it tells us about is that all those layers of complementary color are really contributing to the final look. But at the same time, it means that if I don't want my sketch lines to be visible under the painting, I would need to use something other than a pencil. With this, it's going to be all for today. I really hope you enjoy and see you again. Bye!